Hey, good evening and welcome everybody. Welcome to the historic Issaquah train depot. This truly is a historic place where you are seated today. I mean, it was built to hold freight that was moving to and from Issaquah and Seattle and elsewhere starting in the early 1890s. And some of the very structures of this room you're sitting in, the floors where your feet are on, these are the original floorboards. The dark wood on the side is the original wood as well. So we're very fortunate that people before us, starting in the 1980s, said, hey, we have to capture this building. We can't let it degrade. And the city bought it, and the Historical Society rebuilt it, spending about 10 years rebuilding it to its original layout. And today, one of the fun things about this is, though it's known as the freight room, we have about between meetings and events like this, about 200 events a year in this room. It truly is a community gathering place. And we feel our mission at Issaquah History Museums is to bring these stories of local history to places like this and invite you to be part of that story, because its connections to place happen when people find themselves in the story of the place where they are. And tonight, we're thrilled with Andrew and the others are going to be here, because though we're going to be just graced with their musical performance, and it's going to be wonderful, I'm sure, is that there's an interesting historic element to that. Andrew will probably be saying something about the violin he's going to play. Then there's going to be a little bit of there's going to be a short intermission, and I'm going to tell you about the gentleman who built that violin in his history in Issaquah. And I'm going to invite you to look at some of his photographs, because the gentleman who built this was also a photographer. So he's got an interesting Issaquah history. And so we're blending this history and stories and performing arts. And it's a beautiful, let's call it summer evening here in Issaquah. So welcome everybody. My name's Paul Winterstein. I'm the director of Issaquah History Museums. And this is the place that we manage. And it just thrills us more than we can say to have everybody here for a community gathering and enjoy things on such wonderful evenings. Andrew, I'll tell more about the story of the violin and Andrew later on, but we're very grateful because this person contacted us out of the kindness of their heart, and that's why we're here today. So more at the intermission, I'll tell you more of the history stories, but I'm going to turn it over to Andrew and get the program started. Thank you.
Yeah. So I just want to say about this violin and about luthiers first, because there are two kinds of luthiers by and large. Luthier is someone who makes violins or fixes violins, including the whole violin family. J.W. Wilfong, who built this in 1918, was not taught in any of the fancy professional schools of lutherie. He was probably largely self-taught, probably learned from books, from looking at other instruments and studying them, and I can say firsthand that making a violin is really, really hard and takes a really long time, and most American little backwoods luthiers who do it learning from themselves do not make instruments of even a quarter of the quality of this instrument. So he was truly amazing. You won't find his name in any violin history books, but I think the history deserves to be told nonetheless. And as someone who's the other kind of luthier, where I restore violins, it's kind of our cultural duty to preserve these instruments in a playing state, because a violin that sits locked in a box forever is not actually preserved. A violin that is heard is preserved. So without further ado, I will show you some music, starting with Cantabile by Paganini. Don't give me too much flack if I mess up a little bit, because we have gut strings on this violin, which are, if you know anything about violins, they are pretty not modern, and I'm not used to playing them. start with Over the Waterfall.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, it's new. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Wait, sorry, what were you saying? Oh, sorry, yeah, I wrote that one.
I think it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's called Ranger's Strathspey.
And a lot of these other, the fiddle and the banjo are like a old-time duo, old-time music, and some of these other songs that we're playing are from like the 1700s, hundreds of years ago, so I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Rock the Cradle, Chad?
Yeah, you can go ahead and start. you wrote.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, and B came up with the name.
The Wind in the Trees.
Yeah. Shady Grove, I did tune order today.
Alright, let me pull up my lyrics.
Okay, sounds good.
So this one's definitely an old Appalachian folk song, Shady Grove. I'm sure some of you know it.
This is a little bit of an unusual tuning, so that's why. Give me a second here.
This will be the last song of the violin portion, and then we'll hear about J.W. Wilfong, and then I hope you guys will stick around for the second half, in which Thea and I will play as our folk duo. Play some cool stuff, and there will be one more violin song to kick that one off too.
Okay, ready.
What keys in it again?
A modal or A minor.
Okay, cool. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say. Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to go away. Cheeks as red as a blooming rose, and eyes of the prettiest brown. She's the darling of my heart, and the sweetest little girl in town. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say. Shady Grove, my little love, bound to go away. I wish I had a big fine horse and corn to feed him on. Shady Grove to stay at home and feed him while I'm gone. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say. Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to go away. Went to see my Shady Grove, she was standing in the door. Her shoes and stockings in her hand, her little bare feet on the floor.
Thank you. So short intermission, but you're welcome to get up and walk around a little bit. I wanted to just share a little bit tonight. I maybe mentioned it earlier. So, sorry. Well, I'm not sure I want to touch it here. I don't have gloves on
You're
because
gonna be shredding on it. Come on.
because this evening Andrew is formally gifting this to our collection. And and because of the unique story behind it and the thoughtfulness of his gift, we're also going to be taking it under terms where other musicians with certain kind of proven skills, we are going to allow this to continue to be played. And it's non-typical for us to do that, to have a special item in our historic collection, but then allow members of the public to come in and use it. And I thought Andrew said it wonderful before. A violin or fiddle sitting in a box or a crate is not preserved. It's when they bless us with their music that we are graced with their memory and their preservation. So thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.
And a little bit about